Part 1, Unit 15. Gateway. Urbanization has been taking place since the Neolithic Revolution, when agriculture enabled food surpluses to create a division of labor in settlements. The unlocking of human ingenuity to work on technology, trade, and urban culture has created ever-expanding opportunities in cities. However, while some cities took advantage of these new opportunities, many remained little more than rural trading posts. Urban opportunities accelerated with the Industrial Revolution, and more recently with the globalization of the economy. But again, not every city has taken advantage of these opportunities. Some cities, such as Liverpool, Philadelphia, and Pittsburgh, have struggled to adapt to the new opportunities and have relied for too long on outmoded methods of industrial production. Yet other cities, such as Manchester and New York, have made the transition and are thriving. Exercise 1. After domestication came farming. Fire was a force here. Slash and burn agriculture is one of the oldest and simplest ways to clear the land of trees. Once used extensively by primitive tribes, it is still used today in some places like Borneo. The process involves slashing the bark on the tree, which stops the sap from flowing and eventually kills the tree. The leaves die and fall off, allowing sunlight to filter onto the forest floor, where the fallen leaves change into fertilizer. Then crops are planted. In 2 or 3 years, when the soil starts to show signs of being depleted of nutrients, the dead trees are burned, the ash provides fertilizer, and more crops are planted. Unfortunately, this requires constantly moving into new areas and destroying the forests. Exercise 2. A factor that influences social cognition is culture. People from different cultures think about the social world in different ways. In one study, researchers asked both American and Mexican Americans to read a series of sentences describing a person's behavior, and then judge whether this person had a given trait. For example, one sentence read, "He took his first calculus test when he was 12, and the trait they reacted to was smart." Another sentence read, "She left a 25% tip for the waitress," and the trait they reacted to was generous. As predicted, Americans made the trait judgments more quickly than did Mexican Americans. This reflects Americans' strong tendency to emphasize the role of traits in leading to behavior, as well as the tendency of those from collectivistic cultures to take situational factors into account. Exercise 3. Lions, snakes, and eagles are examples of predators, organisms that hunt and eat other organisms. Those that have the best techniques for obtaining food are the ones most likely to grow and reproduce. Predation affects the size of prey populations and the diversity of species within a community. One reason non-native species are often a serious problem is a lack of natural predators in their new homes. Purple loosestrife is such a species, whereas in its native habitats its populations are kept in check by a leaf-eating beetle and root-eating weevil. Parasitism is a variety of predation. A parasite feeds on prey, but often weakens rather than kills its host. Some parasites, such as wheat rust, have very specific host requirements. Others, such as mistletoe, parasitize a variety of species. Exercise 4. The saying goes that the ruined city of Petra, in Jordan, is the rose-red city, half as old as time itself. This would mean it was built before the earth was formed, so ignore it. But Petra is very old. Between about 200 BC and AD 400, it was the busy capital of the Arab kingdom of the Nabateans. Hidden away among red sandstone hills and surrounded by cliffs, it was the perfect desert hideaway. Into the cliff faces, the people of Petra carved hundreds of exquisite temples, tombs, and monuments. Many have spectacular facades, fronts, with carved columns and lintels, often in styles copied from the buildings of Greece and Rome. Most impressive of all is the front of the treasury, which is 28 meters wide and 40 meters high.